Hello, my name is John. Let me first introduce my audience. There's a camera person. Okay, so I want everyone to close their eyes. I want you to imagine you're on a deserted island with nothing to eat and nothing to drink. As you're on the island, a magic genie appears. That genie comes to you and says, I'll grant you one wish. The wish is you have to pick one food item and one thing to drink. So what would you pick? Maybe a glass of water, maybe a beer, maybe a steak, maybe a peach. I would pick a pizza, and I would also pick a glass of wine. So today we're going to make that pizza. We're going to make that deserted island margarita pizza from the beginning. All good pizza should start with a good dough. So that's the first thing I'm going to teach you to make, and the steps you need to go through to make a really good pizza dough. For my recipe, it's 5 simple ingredients: flour, water, yeast, honey, and salt. So we'll first start with the dry ingredients, the flour. This is 250 grams of bread flour. I prefer bread flour. It actually has a higher amount of gluten. It gives a little bit more of a stretchy as well as a good crumb to the crust. So we'll start with that. Then we're going to add our salt. For salt, I have 5 grams of regular table salt. Yeast, this is instant activating yeast right here. We're going to use 5 grams of the yeast. Now for the honey is not for sweetness. The honey is to help actually activate the yeast. The yeast will eat the sugar, make everything ferment quicker and faster because this is a quick recipe. So we'll just give a good squeeze. Then our room temperature water, which is at about 150 grams, so about 72 degrees. Don't get it too hot. We put that in the bowl, mix it together. You don't have to overmix because the yeast shepherds will do all the work for you, which is really nice. So after it's gotten mixed together and you're really happy about the consistency of it, you put plastic wrap over that and let it sit out for 2 hours. In 2 hours, this should double. Once it's doubled, you'll form balls, little dough balls. And I have a ball right here that I've formed. Another important step is refrigerate your dough for at least 1 day. It actually helps to form a lot of flavor, gives it a little sourness, and that's the way I prefer it. I think you'll prefer it as well. So if you follow me, we'll go into the kitchen for the next step. And don't forget the wine, of course. All right, so we have another dough ball here. It's really important to flour up your dough ball. Just get it really well floured, just dredge it as much as possible. After that, we put it on our floured board. Now we're going to form our crust. To do that, one hand is the out, then you use the fingers. You want to move in a circular motion, just like this. All we're doing right here is just forming a crust. That's it. After we form the crust, we want to move out. And as you'll see, you're keeping most of the dough right in the middle. From this stage, you can actually start to paddle it out. Paddle it out. It's a little tight, so we're going to use our fingers. Just do a stretching motion like this. As you can see, just by stretching it, you want to make sure you don't have a hole. Okay. Now this is the fun part. Once you've got to a good size about there, we're going to flip the dough. To flip the dough, you have one hand like this, the other hand is parallel. So you're cupping it like this. Just flip it. It's okay if you drop it. It's been a long time since I've done this. As you can see, by flipping it, making it a little bit bigger. After you've gotten it to your desired size, which is not quite there, you want to make sure that you're going to flour your board. So you're going to launch this into a really hot oven, either on a pizza stone or a cast iron stone. So put our flour down. Make sure it's really well floured. Okay. Put our pizza down. After that, a little good olive oil. Traditional margherita pizza use San Marzano tomatoes. I like the olive oil and then just using tomatoes. Lay down your fresh mozzarella, kind of a circular pattern. Then we'll use our tomatoes. These are just regular Roma tomatoes. And then finish with just a little bit of salt. And that's it. I'm going to put a little garlic in there because I like garlic. You don't have to use garlic if you don't want to. Now this is the important part. You want to make sure you can shake it. Okay? So it's loose. Go to your hot oven, open it up, and you have your stone or your cast iron. You see how hot that is? Just launch it right on there. And that's it. 5 to 10 minutes, you have pizza. Please enjoy it.